One aspect where Vedantu teaching differed from a normal offline coaching was the attention teachers gave to our doubts. No matter how many times we asked a doubt, the teachers would patiently clear the doubt every single time. And they made learning a very fantastic experience for us.
सही है ना arithmetic progression. Hey, hi everyone, how are you all? And I'm so sorry for the delay. It was just a technical glitch, so that 7 minutes are lost, nearly 7 to 8 minutes. But I'll try to make that up, don't worry. Hi to everyone. Hi Chirag, hi Clan Lord, hi Ayush. Yeah, Ayush, so there is a change. Statistics I have changed to arithmetic progression because I think statistics is a very last chapter and most of your test is already over, so bringing it right now in a very few minutes is not good. So I shifted arithmetic progression, so the plan is a little bit changed. I'm going to still cover all the chapters that was there. Only thing I'm doing is I'm bringing arithmetic today and then coordinate tomorrow. So yeah, one more change. Tomorrow I'm going to take the class so that I pack it by tomorrow rather than like wasting that day. I'm just trying to pack it up by tomorrow itself. So tomorrow there will be a class of coordinate geometry. Shraddha, oh, thank you for letting me know. I'll just try to pack that up. Shraddha, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll take up arithmetic progression today and tomorrow I'll take up coordinate geometry. Statistics it's a later chapter, so we'll discuss it later. Fine? Okay? Correct? Chalega? Okay, then it's good. So don't forget to subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed still, and in case you like the video, then like it and press the like button. Okay, fine. Let's move to the question number 1 today. So we are going to take up, just a moment, nth term of an AP. So I'm starting to tell you what is the nth term of an AP. I'm fine, Jay. Circles is not needed right now. I'm fine, Shraddha. Hi to everyone. We are going to start now. You know the rule which we set last session, that we are going to only see the screen, hear me and understand the topics. After that I'll see your chart. Great. So let's start. So first of all, understand what is nth term of an AP. Before that, let us try to understand what is an AP itself. So I'm actually trying to revise the chapter and not teaching you the chapter. So don't expect too much detail at the same time. But consider I'm telling you what an AP is before I tell you the nth term of the AP. So consider that I create a sequence like this where I'm actually trying to form a new number which follows some pattern. Now listen to this, it's very important that the pattern that it follows should be the constant pattern. It should be the same pattern. You cannot continue with a different pattern the next time. Then it will not be an arithmetic progression. And the pattern is a very specific kind of pattern. If you find that, it's a very easy number. You are actually adding 4 to the previous number and you're getting the new number. Correct? So arithmetic progression is basically a progression where you do arithmetic, addition and subtraction here. So you are actually either adding the same value and getting the new term, or you are actually trying to subtract some value. So I can start like this: 13, 10, 7, 4, 1, minus 2. So I hope you now understand that I'm actually subtracting 3 every time I'm moving ahead. Correct? So I'm basically subtracting 3 as I'm moving to the next term. So this is what you call AP. There are other sequences also, those are called sequences. Listen to this. This is very important that you remember this thing, that I can write this thing 1, 4, 9, 16. I hope next number you can tell me. Can you tell me the next number? Which I don't type anything which is not related to it. It's not even a word. GP and HP are geometric progression and harmonic progression. Those are not covered in CBSE, so don't. Right now in 10th. Rajveer, I just told you that I shifted the statistics because it has to be dealt in a later discussion, in a longer discussion, not a short discussion. And many of the students are not having, I think so, that chapter right now. Arithmetic mean, Shivam. So in this term, if you are trying to find, the next term will be correct, Sarunan, it's 25. So basically you are actually squaring the natural number one by one. The square of 1, the square of 2, square of 3, square of 4 and so on. This is what we are doing. So this is not an arithmetic progression. It's just a sequence which follows some rule, and the rule is n square. Okay, that's the difference between a general sequence and an arithmetic progression. You basically see a rule which is coming up in which addition of the same term happens or the subtraction of the same term happens. Just remember this part beta and everything will be sorted. Okay. So now let us try to understand the nth term of the AP. So consider that I have a AP which is like this: 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 and so on. I want to find what will be the general term. So if I put the value of that variable, I can get any term, any nth term. So listen, this is the most important thing that many of the students confuse. So again a trick, or again a very, very important concept. This value is the value of the term at the position n. So this is my first term, this is my first term, this is my second term, this is my third term. So the position of the element, is at 3. The value of the term is 7. So the way you denote it is like A3. 3 represents the position of the element, it represents the position of the element, and this A3 represents the value of the element. That is the difference between when I say what does n represent. N represents the position of the element. If you are clear with this today, I am telling you AP is the simplest chapter in your whole book. AP is one of the easiest chapter after probability. Probability is the easiest one, by the way. And A suffix n is the value of the term, is the value of the term at position n, is the value of the term at position n. This is the crux of this chapter where the whole confusion happens to be. This should be clear. So n represents the position of the element and an represents the value at that position. So what we are going to do is, okay, so what we are going to do this is to find the nth term formula. So if I consider this is my first term, say if the first term is A, consider the second term is the sum of some value. So I'm adding 3. So basically I am doing A plus D. This is what is the third term, which is the sum of 3 again. Now understand this thing. I'm basically adding 3 to the last term itself, or I'm adding D to the last term itself. I'm creating a general way beta, where I'm taking the first term as A, the second term as A plus D. Consider that D is 3. Now I'm again adding 3 to the previous term, correct? So I will again add D. What will you get? D plus D is 2D. So I'm replacing this, I'm writing 2D. You have the power, I'm telling you, to understand. Okay, just to make you clear, 10th will be A plus 3D, because now you are adding D again. Think, what should be the last term? It's so simple. First term was A, so if I'm adding continuously D, notice that in the second term D comes with a coefficient of 1. In the second term D comes with a coefficient of 1. In the third term D comes with a coefficient of 2. Can't you see that actually every time the coefficient of D, listen to me, the coefficient of D is one value less than the position of the term. I hope you are understanding the terminology. The coefficient of D is actually 1 less than the position of the term. So if I have to find the value of the nth term or the value at position n, I'm basically going to take the coefficient of D such that its value is 1 less than the position of the term, which is n, and that is why you get n minus 1. Correct, Shraddha, correct, Soumya. So I hope you understand how A plus n minus 1D pop up. Great. So this should be clear. We are going to solve some problems on it, and then I'll move to the sum of it, sum of the AP. Correct. So I'm erasing this and directly deleting all the thing what I've written and moving to the next one. Just a moment. Okay, so now let us try to apply what we have just learned into this problem. Oh my god. just a moment. I think this cursor has stuck a little bit. Shraddha, just a minute. It's giving me some problem from the starting itself. Okay, so let us understand this thing now. Okay, so consider that you are given three sequences and you have to find which one of them is in AP and which one of is not AP. So try to understand. It's written 2, 4, 8, 16. Now, if I have to find the next term, I have to find the pattern. And if I'm finding the pattern, if I find the same pattern, like the addition of the same term or the subtraction of the same term, it is an AP. Correct? So let's start. 2, 4, 8, 16 basically is trying to tell me that 2, if I say I'm adding 2 only, then I have to add again 2, which is not happening because 4 plus 2 is 6 and not 8. Indirectly, actually, I'm multiplying by 2 every time. So every time I'm multiplying by 2. Thus, what you see right now is this, that there is no addition or subtraction happening, but rather multiplication happening, and hence this is not a AP. Correct? And now try to look for the second one. Now if you look at this second one, you will find that it's coming to be the same. Now there has to be some way to find it rather than guessing it like this. Correct? So listen, it is very important. When I say I have a AP which terms are A plus D, A plus 2D and so on, if you see this is the first term and if you see this is the second term, the difference of these two terms should be a constant, which is D here. So the difference, listen, what is crucial here is the difference of the consecutive term is always the same value and it is independent of any other variable, which we will discuss later. But right now just see that if I subtract A3 minus A2, subtract the two terms, this and this, what shall you get? If you subtract these two terms, see what will you get? You will get D again. You should. If you are not, then it's not a AP. Oh, so sorry. So A and A cancelled, 2D minus D became D. Correct? And this constant value that you are getting should be the same. So whatever you are getting from the first two consecutive difference should be the same as the second two consecutive difference. And this pattern should follow up. So every time I do A4 minus A3, I should get D. A5 minus A4, I should get D. Correct? If this is true, if this is the true thing, then for this is my first term. This is my second term. So if I do A2 minus A1, I will get minus 4 minus 0, which is minus 4 itself. If I do A3 minus A2, I'll be subtracting these two terms. Correct? What shall I get? Minus 8 minus minus 4. I hope you know integer subtraction, class 6th. So it will be minus 8 plus 4, which is minus 4. I'm not going to do for the second one. Shraddha is correct. Chirag is correct. So you see that this is actually a AP. Then write the next term. So now you see that every time minus 4 is coming up, it's being added indirectly. Minus 8 minus 4 is minus 12. So minus 12 minus 4 is basically minus 16. That's what the next term is. It's minus 16, which many of you told me. Correct. Which is correct. Fine. Now let us see the third one. It says A, 2A, 3A, 4A. It's very easy, by the way. You just have to subtract this and this. You will get A. If you subtract this and this, you will get A. Indirectly, it's every time A is what is being added. So the next is 5A, and this also is an AP. Correct. Lavi. Correct, Clan. I hope, Clan, what's your real name? Just inquisitive. We are moving to the next one then. Okay. Okay, now let us find this 21st term. How you can see every time finding the next term is okay. But what if I have to ask, if I ask you to find the 100th term or 1000th term? we cannot go with this way, that finding every term in the chain. No, we can directly find it because we know the nth term formula. We know that the nth term, the value of the nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 times d. Correct? So nth term value is a plus n minus 1 times d. And if it is correct, a represents my first term. Okay. D represents my common difference. So what is D? Common difference. I never took the word so far. I told you it's a constant value. It's called common difference. Basically, it's the difference between two consecutive value, a2 minus a1. And what is a2 here? Minus 11. What is a1 here? Minus 13. So if I do this, I'll get minus 11 plus 13, which is 2. So the common difference is 2. Now, notice n. N is the position of the term. Which position of the term you want to find? 21st. So n will take 21 value. Okay? I hope this is clear. What has happened just now? Okay, now I'm so sorry. I think there is a problem with my remote today, and it's okay if it is like this. Many of you are very smart when your television remote does not work. I'm not that smart because I'm not having a television at my home right now, so I have forgotten the rules. Okay, so I rather request for a change in remote soon. Okay, so let me come back. Okay, so I was solving this problem. Let's solve it problem again. Okay, let's see this. Oh, and it will never come in JE. Leave that. But the concept will be repeated in JE. You will see that it is a constant term that they will ask. Okay, listen. So I just told you that this is n. I told you that this is a. I told you that d is it was 2 because every time 2 was being added. Now let us find the nth term, or basically the 21st term. Okay, so what shall I get? It is a 21st. So 21st term is a is the first term, n is 21 minus 1, d is 2. Easy. You just have to put the value. Everyone is telling me the answer, so I will obviously be very fast to solve it. 22, 40. So 27 is the 21st term. Correct. Fine. Yes, Ayush. Absolutely correct. So very easy problem. Let's move to the sum of the term now. Okay. So let us find the sum of n terms of AP. Okay. So try to understand this problem. Sum of n terms is given by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Let us derive it today. And this is an important derivation because somehow someone asked me like, is it JE? So these kinds of questions are used because it's a back end, correct? And back end is very important. So you should understand how it actually came. So let us start. You know that the AP is given by a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and so on. If I have to find the sum of this AP, let us consider that sum is S. We are finding the sum of this AP till the n terms. Understand this. So I am writing it a plus 2d plus and so on. What do you think will be the last term of this AP? It will be a plus n minus 1 into d. Correct. So that is the general terms of an AP which are being added together. Pretty simple. But this will not give me a formula. So there is this thing. We have read commutative law. If you do a plus b and if you flip it b plus a, it is still the same addition. Correct. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to flip this. So I'm going to write the same series, but I'm going to write the last one first and I'm going to write it in the flipped way. Okay. Reverse it. Correct, Soumya. So what shall I get is this. A plus n minus 1 times d plus a plus, it should be n minus 2 times d, because obviously it is lesser. Okay, and now and so on, the last term will be a. Correct? I hope everyone is clear about this. Now this is the part where most of you will get confused, so please be attentive. Just a moment. So understand that this term is my first term and this term is my last term. I'm adding them together. So as I'm adding them together, I'm actually adding the two equations. Don't worry, I will get to Sn. We'll later care of that too. Right now let us do this. So a plus a will become 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Correct? Now at this point of time, think of the second term. Okay, think of the second term. It is a plus 2d here and a plus n minus, so I'm so sorry, it is a plus d here because it is a plus d. Okay, I'm so sorry, I wrote 2d. Now you just try to add these two. What you will get is this, a plus d, listen, I'm adding these two terms, plus a plus n minus 2 times d. I have added these two terms together and I'm not going to do anything except adding the last term. And the last term here is this and here it is this. So if I add them, I'll get 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Pretty simple. Now here is a very, very important thing. When you are adding this, look out. I'm going to eat one step. I'm so sorry, I'm hungry again. So a plus a is 2a. And when I'm going to add this, d plus this, I'm actually taking d common. So I'm adding d and this term. What I will be adding is n minus 2 plus 1. I will be adding n minus 2 plus 1 in the brackets and d outside the brackets. Correct? Naresh, I just said I'm adding the second term with the second term of this. So I'm adding a plus d with this. Now a plus a will give me 2a, which is correct. But when I'm adding d with n minus 2d, I'm actually taking d common. Now since you know d has a coefficient of 1 here, I'm so sorry I wrote it 2 before. So it is 1 here. Because d has a coefficient 1 here and this is n minus 2, so this will be added in the bracket because d is outside now. Now what will you get is basically n minus 2 plus 1, which is n minus 1. So you will get n minus 1 times d. Correct? And at this stage, you will have the last term as 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now try to understand what is happening. You are actually getting the same term n times. See? You're actually getting the same terms n times. Why n times and not n minus 1 times? Because there were n terms. Because this is the nth term. Remember, there were n terms and not n minus 1 term. This is again a very broad confusion that people think that this is n minus 1 term. No, it's nth term value. So you have written n terms. So basically you are adding n terms. So if I'm adding n terms, I can take this common, beta. If I take this common, what I'm left with is 1 plus 1 plus 1. How many times I'm adding 1? N times. Understand this. If I add 1 5 times, I will get 5. If I add 1 6 times, I'll get 6. If I add 1 10 times, I'll get 10. If I add 1 n times, I should get n. And the rest will be copy paste. What has just happened has happened. Remember, you are writing 2 times sum of n terms. So basically, you are just finding the value of Sn. So you should send this 2 to the other hand. So I will get a 2 here. Done. And that's the formula that you do. N by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Oh, so sorry. I hope this is clear. I was standing in front of the formula, which is wrong. I hope everyone has got it. Correct? Thank you. I'm now seeing the chats because I'm done with the problem and the rule should follow. अरे आयुष, ये n by 2 कैसे आया? आपने देखा मैंने क्या किया? n 2a plus n minus 1 d को कॉमन ले लिया था. करेक्ट? तो जब इस सब में 2a plus n minus, इसको ऐसे समझो. अगर ये मेरे पास होता 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus and so on. ठीक? अगर मैं 5 कॉमन ले लेता तो 1 plus 1 plus 1 बचता. अगर मान लो मैं इसे n बार जोड़ा है तो ये पूरा वैल्यू n हो जाता, तो ये 5 टाइम्स n हो जाता ना। तो वही हुआ, 2a प्लस n माइनस 1d कॉपी पेस्ट हो रहा था n बार। मैंने कहा भाई बाहर आ जा तू, क्या बचेगा अंदर, 1 बचेगा क्योंकि पूरा टर्म बाहर है। फिर 1 बचेगा, कितनी बार 1 बचेगा, n बार 1 बचेगा। और जब मैं 1 को n बार जोड़ूंगा तो मुझे n मिल जाएगा। पर ध्यान दो यहाँ पे तो 2sn लिखा हुआ था और हमें तो sn का फॉर्मूला चाहिए। सो sn को लिखा और 2 को नीचे भेज दिया, तो ये हो गया n/2। फाइन, तो हिंदी में भी हो गया। फाइन, ओके ओके, सो द फॉर्मूला इज डन, यू शुड रिमेंबर इट। ग्रेट, let us try to solve a problem based on it. Have I solved 5th problem? I'm just worried about the remote which is not working, so I'll just try to get that thing correct. Okay, fine. So now try to understand. It's written question number 3, the sum of 3 numbers. Now there is a 2 way to do this problem. Naresh, it was not that much lengthy, don't worry. It's nothing what you call lengthy. 2-liner, 3-liner stuff it is. Listen to this. If I'm saying the sum of 3 numbers in AP is -3, so I have a liberty of selecting 3 numbers. Now you have 2 ways to do that. Either you do one thing, you take the first number as a, the second number as a plus d, and the third number as a plus 2d. What you have to do basically is add these 3 numbers and find. But this is stupid, because you will be ending up with an equation which has 2 variables. So you will be solving another equation because the product is given, and finding the product will be very lengthy. So it's a lengthier approach. So there should be a trick. Of course, if I'm teaching you, there should be a trick, isn't it? So the trick is pretty simple. Remember the rule what I just said, that the difference should be the same. Okay. So every time you can add or subtract the same value. Okay. So if I take the middle value as a, the second value as a, I say I'm going to add d. Fine. What if I subtract d? See, these 3 terms are in AP. They are. Because I have added d to this term, I got a. I again added d, I got a plus d. So whenever the 3 terms sum is given, selection of the terms should be like this. This, make it a standard rule and remember it. Now the problem when you are solving for the sum of 3 numbers is basically the 3 numbers sum, which is nothing but actually cancellation of, man, I do not know what is happening and why it is happening. I think I have a very bad day today. I just feel like. Okay, so understand this thing now. If I have written this a plus d, a and a minus d as the 3 terms, I'm going to add it, so it will be a minus d plus a plus d equals to what? Equals to -3. So the sum of 3 numbers is -3, which will lead to the cancellation of d. Correct. What will be left is 3a equals to -3, and a is nothing but -1. See, now you can find a value easily. Correct. Everyone in this chat list is absolutely correct. Now the product is 8. If the product is 8, I'm actually trying to do this. This is very, very crucial. If you skip this, you will consume more time to solve it. So please understand it. So if I have the multiplication product as 8, try to understand at this point of time, I am actually doing a plus b into a minus b, or a plus b into a minus b, or a minus b into a plus b, whatever it is. It is a square minus b square. But before that, put the value of a as -1 if you like to. If you do not want to, it's your choice. Keep the a outside and apply a plus b into a minus b. You will get a square minus b square, which is equals to 8. Now what you have to do is this. You have to put a as -1, a square. So basically a is what? Where is a? Oh, a is -1. I just forgot. And I literally forgot. It's not overacting. Is equals to 8. Correct. Now if you solve it, minus 1 will go, it will become minus 8. Minus 1 square is 1. 1 minus d square is minus 8. If you solve for d square, it will be 9 because minus 8 will come to this side. This is wrong. D is not 3. I knew it will happen in my chat box. This is not 3. This plus minus 3 because there are two values of d. There is not a single value of d but two values of d. Remember that this is important because it leads to two kind of AP, a decreasing AP or an increasing AP. It just depends on the value of d. Look, you got a as minus 1 and d as minus 3 or plus 3. What you want to take? If you take this, your first term is basically minus 1 minus 3, which is minus 4, then minus 1, and then a plus d, which is, what is minus 1 plus 3? It is plus 2. Okay, so I'm adding 3 to every time to this number. Now this series is an increasing series. What if I had d negative? See, then my first term would be minus 1 minus minus plus 3, which is 2. Then it will be a, which is minus 1, and it will be a plus d, which is minus 4. This is a decreasing AP. Did you all get the point now? Chirag, yes, correct. So either you get a decreasing AP or an increasing AP. The numbers will always be the same. The three numbers are minus 1, minus 4 and 2. But the problem is with the AP, which is important if you are going to use it in a further sequence to prove something else. Okay, please. So you are clear. Let's move to the next question. Okay. Let us try to find the sum of first 16 terms of an AP. In these kinds of problem, n is missing. And these are the problems that I asked. Pratik, take my name. It's weird, man. What will change if I take your name? What if I don't take your name? I would suggest you do something great in your life that somebody else has to take your name to give an example, isn't it? Find the sum of first 16 terms of the AP 11, 15, 19 and so on. So if it has to be done, I should get the number of terms in this AP which is missing. And by the way, there was a formula. See, the sum formula is this. We all know, we are pretty smart people. We all know this formula. But this formula is kind of good, but not great. If you know a AP in which the first and the last term are given, listen to me when I'm saying this. If you know a AP in which the first and the last term are given, you should not use this formula. This is bad. What you should use is this, n by 2. You can break this 2a in the terms of a plus a and you'll be left with this. Listen, this is the most important thing because this is the highest confusing thing. You people just misconcept it. And I've seen it happening, which you should not do, is this thing, you think it is the last term. No, it's not the last term of the AP, it's the nth term of the AP. Man, I'm gone. My day is bad. I was finding this. So what do you think is the formula in this is not the last term? See, if I write this in this way, I'm basically saying this is my nth term. It happens so that my nth term is actually my last term because the AP is stopped there. But this formula is not only valid for these kinds of series, it is still valid if I continue finding the next term, which should be 75. So even if I have to find this many sum, I can actually find it using the same formula, this, but it is not L. L is 75, the last term is 75, but I'm using this term, which is wrong. You understand the point? So there is a difference between saying the last term and the nth term, and there's a different which I'm not going to do it. Hi Shaubhagya. So we are going to apply this formula, of course, but for that we need n, which we are missing like crazy. So let us find n, which is easy because you know the nth term is 71. You are given that the nth term value is 71. You are also given that the first term is 11, and if you are smart, which you obviously should be, that common difference is the difference of the two terms a2 minus a1, which will lead to 4. Correct? Now you know everything. You know what is an leading to. It leads to a plus n minus 1 times d. Substitute the values and find the value of n, which will lead to a will be 11, n will be, I do not know because I'm finding it, d is 4, and this is 71. If you do the subtraction, you'll get n minus 1 equals to 15. After dividing by 4, because you'll get 60, n will be equal to 16. So you are sure that we cannot use 71 as an. Saubhagya, we can use 71 as an only if you have to find till the 71 term value, which we can use. But 71 will not be the last term of the AP because 71 5 I have created. That's an altogether different thing. So if you have to find the sum of 16 terms, I will use the formula n by 2, a plus last term. So 16 by 2 is 8, first term is 11, last term is 71, and this will give me 8 into 82. Is it 656? Correct, Shraddha. Correct, Lavi. Fine. I hope I have made this clear, the difference between an and the last term, which is a bigger confusion. So we are done with this. I'm going to take up the last problem, which is the trickiest problem of all. Okay, Naresh, you are correct. Let us take the last question. See, AP is not that much tricky unless it's not that much tricky unless you are confused in the naming of the terms and the position of the terms. So let us understand question number 5. It says the ratio of the sum of the first n terms of two APs is given. So ratio of the sum is given, and they are asking you to find the ratio of their terms, mth terms. So what is given to you is this basically. What is given to you is this basically. Sum of n terms of two different APs. So sum of n terms of two different APs. Consider I am taking S10 and S dash n. Let, for the sake of clarity, this is where all the things should matter. And first is the n values should be same, because you are still finding the sum of first n terms. Correct? So you are not finding different terms sum. You are finding same number of terms but taken in a two different APs. You understand the problem? You're finding the sum of two different APs. So, but the number of terms you're taking as same. So n is same, but the sum value should change. And now you will write this: 7n plus 1 divided by 4n plus 27. Now you know what is the formula for Sn, sum of n terms. Let's apply it. So it will be n by 2. See, an AP is different from another AP only if its first term or common differences are different, obviously. So I will consider that the first term A is different and D is different. So we'll just change the suffix of A and D. We are changing the suffix of A and D. So I'll write n by 2, 2A1 plus n minus 1 times D1. I consider that my first AP has a first term A1 and a D common difference D1. In my second AP, the first term is A2 and the common difference is D2. Everything is same. Do not change anything else, because as soon as you change it, you'll be in trouble. Okay? So if it is correct, I should get this 2 cancelled. Basically, I'll get this whole cancelled. What I'm left is this. But there is a very important concept hidden inside this. You cannot find the values specifically because there are 4 variables: A1, A2, D1, D2, basically 5. There's n also is a variable. So there are 5 variables and you have a relation. Listen to this. You have 5 variables and you have a relation. So you cannot find the values of the variables. It's out of equation, gone. So we should be now looking what we are asked to find. And then we'll create a relation from the same relation. So basically it's a transfer of, listen, this is important in mathematics. You are actually converting a given relation in some another form so that you can find that another relation value. But because you cannot find the terms exact values, because the number of variables are way more than the number of equations given. So only thing is the equation has to be transformed into some another form. Now see this, the expression basically, it's an expression kind of situation. We have to find the ratio of their mth terms. Basically they are asking you to find a1 plus m minus 1 into d1, which is the nth or the mth term of first AP, upon a2 plus m minus 2 times d2. Now look out. Now look this. This is written a1. So I have to find this ratio. I am happy with this. But the problem is it is giving me 2a1. I need a1. It's giving me 2a1. So I have to get rid of 2a1 and I have to make it a1. If I can reshuffle this whole equation, this is my mind, how I'm thinking right now. And this world is thinking in some other way. He is telling me you just keep on saying the same thing. I'll just tell you what I am thinking. I'll write it back again, beta. I'm very sorry for it. I'll get it sorted. Okay, so let us try to understand what we have to do. Just a moment. It happens sometimes with me, don't worry, you'll get accustomed to it. Okay, so let us now, I'm just writing the value back again, okay? So what I have written is this, not this. I have written it is 2a1 plus n minus 1 times d1 upon 2a2 plus n minus 1 times d2. Fine. And this was written as 7n plus 1 upon 4n plus 27. Now try to understand what you have to do. You have to find the ratio of the mth term. So basically it is a1 plus, I don't know why it is happening. Okay, I think the problem is sorted now. I hope you are still there. I'm so sorry for it. I'm really sorry for it. So let us see this. So it is 2a plus, I'll write it quickly now, n minus 1 into d. It is 1 and 1. It is 2a2 n minus 1 into d2 equals to this. Fine. See, what you have to do in this is basically find the mth term ratio. Now try to understand what you have to do here is, you actually have to find a1 only with a coefficient of 1. It's very easy. Just get this 2 rid of. So take 2 common. You remember when you take 2 common, where there is going common, it will go common. Where there is not, it will divide. It will come into the division. So I will get a division by 2. And here you will get a2 plus n minus 1 by 2 times d2. Now all you have to do is one simple thing. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I took 2 common, beta, but since it was going in both the terms, it got cancelled. Okay, so that's the reason you have not written 2. It's a small thing. Listen what you want now. This is the last thing. You want m minus 1 to come up in place of this. See, everything I'm making as per they are asking me to do. They wanted a1, I created a1, fine. Now they want n minus 1 by 2, and here it is written m minus 1. So I need a replacement. I need n minus 1 by 2. Listen, this is the last step. I need this term to be replaced by this term. So I can put m minus 1 in place of this. That's the only thing we want. Okay, if that's true, I should get a m minus 1 times d1 here, and here I should also get a m minus 1 times d2. But here is one more thing to note. You are not just going to replace this value suddenly here without replacing this n also. So indirectly you have to replace this n. You have to replace this n because you're replacing n here by m. So I'm replacing naughty by monkey. I'm replacing naughty by monkey. So I should also replace naughty here by monkey. Monkey is there. So I have to replace naughty. So n minus 1 will be equal to 2 times of this, and n will be equal to 2m minus 1. So I have to replace naughty by 2 times of monkey minus 1. So I'm replacing here 7 times of naughty. Naughty is 2 times of monkey minus 1 plus 1 by 4 times of same thing plus 27. And I need to simplify this, and I'm happy because they wanted me to get this ratio. They wanted me to find the mth term ratio, which should be 7 to the 14m. 7 minus 7, 7 is minus 6, if I'm not wrong now. And 8m minus 4 plus 27 is 23. Am I getting the same thing? Saubhagya, please wait, calm down beta. So I hope everyone has now understood. Now I have time to read your chats. This is clear. This was the only problem which I have found in AP, that people start to confuse, which you should not, by the way. But yeah, what you can do. So monkey is also naughty. Yeah, that's why I'm replacing naughty by monkey, because not every naughty is a monkey, but every monkey is naughty. Whatever you say, A implies B. Okay. So if you like this video, okay, then okay, please remember that you have to download the Vedantu app. It actually solves everything. Okay, your test preparation, your PDF requirements, your session view videos and all, correct? And in the end, please, if you liked it, like the video. If you don't, dislike it. There's a button also for that. Share it if you liked it. If you don't even, then share. Maybe you didn't like it, the other person likes it. And subscribe the channel, because you'll never know what comes next. And what comes next is tomorrow. Please, all of you, I'm just telling you, tomorrow I'm going to take coordinate geometry. Okay, there's no Saturday session happening. I have brought that session first. So Saturday, no session. Tomorrow we'll do coordinate geometry. Okay. Welcome all, and we'll meet you. Bye, and good night. We'll meet in the next session. Bye.